So, hello everyone and welcome to Chicken Police Paint in Red. So we are kind of staying on the same theme as what we started with this advent calendar this year. And this is going to be the last game that we're going to be playing for the advent calendar. So we shall see how this game is. But I at least felt that it was an interesting one. And I felt that it was funny to have two very bird-themed and also detective story type of games at the same time for the same advent calendar year. So yeah, we're just gonna see how this one then on the other hand goes. Chicken Police Paint in Red, new game. I did enjoy, for example, the LA Noire quite a bit after all back in the day. This is just, well, bird-themed, animal-themed, and, well, we'll see. More of a point-and-click game as I understand, but should be interesting, should be fun. Hope you guys enjoy too. So, doesn't matter where we start, I think, so let's just go. Dead men are heavier than broken hearts. Raymond Chandler, The Big Sleep.
I ran out to get a pack of cigarettes, but I left my wallet at home. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting old. My name is Sonny Featherland, an investigator for 20 years, and once the star of the predatory division of the Clawville Police Department, one half of the legendary Chicken Police. But buying a pack of smokes is more than I can handle right now. Maybe I should just lay low. Yeah, I'll do that. The most colorful place in the wilderness. For all the gods, what bullshit. The last clucking color left this city years ago. And slowly I'll turn gray too.
Wow. I do like the voice acting. Chicken Police. Paint.
Still, what do I expect?
It's
We're
red.
living in a vast experiment, and don't even notice that everything got clucked up a long time ago.
Of course, clucked up.
We believe in this wonderland of peaceful coexistence. Wolves and sheep, chickens and hounds. Yeah, sure, why not? It's just ridiculous. The dog eats the chicken. It's in our nature. I'm not propping up the illusion anymore. 121 days, and it's over. Retirement. What could possibly go wrong?
Clawville City, Rogue District, former Atlas Hotel. Hello, lady.
Ah, crap. My office lock is a piece of shit if a dame can pick it. She stood in the darkness. The light painted stripes on her body. It whispered secret little things that were never there in the first place. But she was no zebra. Reality was just a light switch away. Elizabeth or Charlotte? I was sure she'd have a sophisticated-sounding name. She had a bygone look in her eyes, older than this ancient building, and perhaps the whole city itself. Or maybe I'm just drunk. But she was the first womanly thing in my place for a long time, so I had to give her a chance.
You just had to. Sure. Alright, so here we are in our office and we have a, indeed not a zebra, but I guess more of a gazelle or something, gazelle lady maybe. Now let's have a look into our pictures first before talking to her. We'll just ignore her for a moment. Celebrity cops from the damn Chicken Police on track.
We used to be star cops a few years ago. Tabloid press, radio interviews, and even a book series. I don't miss those days. Of course, Marty, my old partner, would disagree. He just loved the spotlight.
But where is your old partner now? Nonetheless, a chicken chicken cops, a painful memory.
This is one of the most beautiful memories from my old life, before Molly left me and took our daughter.
So is this your daughter, or is this indeed Molly who then left and took your daughter with her? I don't know, but nonetheless, a painful memory as it is. Well, I think 5 considering you two together there. Is she then a teacher to all of these kids?
The good things in life don't last long. The best ones always leave first. I saw that in the window of a shoe store. I never understood it, or what it had to do with shoes.
I couldn't tell ya. M.B. Davis, on the other hand, doing the music.
M.B. Davis, the eternal king of jazz. The photo is from the days of jazz prohibition. I only heard the old man live one time, but I'll never forget that night. And not only because I woke up at the harbor without my gun, my badge, and my pants.
Alright, well... I think those might contribute to the fact nonetheless that you don't forget that night then. And this is then the wild gentleman. There's an owl, there's at least probably a gogger, fox, and rat, mouse, something.
The wild gentleman. Those guys rebuilt the city after the Great Fire of 867. My heroes when I was a little chick. I'm starting to think they should have left Clawville as it was, burned to the ground.
So these are indeed the people or the guys who indeed built the city that we are living in right now, and we idolized them back when we were a chick. Long time ago then. Alright, let's talk to you, lady. Let's look first.
Who is this dame, anyway? And what the cluck is she doing in my apartment on New Year's Eve?
He does like to say the clock a lot. Speak?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Deborah, Miss Deborah Ibanez.
Of course, Ibanez. When you're Iban, or Iban, the creature. Okay?
You're mistaken, ma'am.
Your name is not that. Your name is something else.
Oh, really? Please enlighten me, Mr. Featherland.
I'm not a private eye. I'd recommend Mr. Philmar Lowe instead of me. He's a nice guy.
Ah, that's what you mean. We are not a private eye. We're gonna retire so very soon, so obviously enough, no point to come to us.
Believe me, Mr. Featherland, it's not an accident I came to you.
Alright.
Look, miss, I work for the police, and I'm currently on leave. I couldn't accept private commissions even if I wanted to. Not even from a classy dame like you.
Am I that easy to read?
What do you mean? As in, are you planning to pay us something when you're looking into your wallet?
That's my job. But tell me, since you've invited yourself in, would you like a drink?
I don't usually drink.
Usually. But that doesn't mean you wouldn't drink now.
Well, I've gotta have one. And it'd be rude of me to drink alone. So, maybe some sherry?
If you insist. But bourbon, please.
Bourbon.
Ah, thank the wild ones. That's all I have.
Oh, that went perfectly then. Here's your bourbon, lady.
What a coincidence.
So come on, spill it, from the beginning.
Tell us what has happened. Why have you come here? Okay. Deborah, the person we met. She runs errands for her employer. A sophisticated lady, but I don't think she is particularly wealthy or rich. Deborah Ibanez. Species Impala, indeed. Like, I was thinking, it's something like that. Close to the Ibanez. Then even the Latin name, a female, pretty and fragile, nothing too special. I even read it like that better, sure. Hotel Atlas. This used to be a nice place. Now we're competing to see who gets swallowed by decay first. The hotel's winning, but honestly I'm not too far behind. Codexes. Yeah, we read about those things in there. There's a lot to discover in this game, certainly. Well, do you want to talk some more?
That's better. Now, if I understand correctly, your mistress is receiving threats. What kind of threats, exactly?
Mistress.
It's a very strange matter. First, there were letters. Then it came printed on a wine bottle's label, sent as a gift. Then carved into a brick, thrown through the window. And finally, they painted it on the wall of the house in giant red letters.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's time to dig a little deeper. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some routine questions.
Please, that's why I'm here.
Alright, let's start questioning. Question. Focus on what you know about the suspect. Is he or she suspicious? Concentrate on that. I don't think she specifically is that suspicious. She came to us after all. But for example, subject John Doe, this fella is rather suspicious. I need to concentrate on that. Focus, suspicion, John Doe. Impression, suspicious, detective meter, okay. He's suspicious. I am suspicious. Why are you suspicious? That poor guy. Gather impressions from the suspect. Every impression adds a new question line. Okay. Impressions. So many options. Questions. Detective meter is your best friend. It shows how well the question is going. Keep it in the positive side, okay? Okay. Blah 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 blah. I like that. Plus 100.
I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage. But I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard.
Alright, I'll try my best, Sonny. Who exactly are you, ma'am? So, Deborah Ibanez, focus. I must be cautious and smart. This dame seems shy, which I can use to my advantage, but I must be careful about what I say to her, or I could scare her off. Let's start gently, and when the time comes, we can go in hard. They're basically the exact same thing. So, impression, shy. So, who exactly are you, ma'am?
Who exactly are you, ma'am?
I'm not somebody important, Mr. Featherland.
But
You're important enough to deal with such a delicate matter, right?
I carry out the wishes of my employer, nothing more. This means simple paperwork, most of the time.
well, not this time around though.
You've been thrown into deep water, sweetheart. Tell me, can you even swim?
I don't know if she can.
Believe me, this is just as unpleasant for me as it is for you, if not even more.
So, shy and doubtful, plus 10 overall. So, I assume I can choose. Yeah, now I at least have 2 questions that I can ask about. That, I kind of don't feel like this is the nice thing to say, to immediately point out to her, yeah, you're not very confident, are ya? On the other hand, the question about, are you sure you're alright, seems like a nice thing to say. This then, on the other hand, goes and asks about just completely a different matter, so she can concentrate on something else. So I feel that that's better than to concentrate on the fact that she isn't very confident. So, let me try that. So tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe.
Tell me, which part of the city do you live in? Calavera Hills? Flowerville, maybe?
Look, I don't want to answer that. I'm here on behalf of my employer, and not on personal business.
Alright, I guess that wasn't the right thing to say.
Fair point, Deborah. Let's try a different approach.
Well, I tried. I guess I still got +10 from it though. I think I would go for this rather than this one. I think stop playing the frightened prey because we know that she kind of is. And start singing. Sunshine. So why did you have to visit me on this particular evening?
Why did you have to visit me this particular evening?
I have my reasons. I may look like a silly little fawn, and maybe I am, but I still have common sense.
What's that supposed to mean in this situation?
I don't doubt that for a second, Miss Ibanez.
This day is essential to my mistress, and she thought it's also important to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
A message in itself, for sure. But to be honest, even you are.
You know what? I'll just take that as a compliment, even if it wasn't meant as such.
Alright, you take it as a compliment. Yay, +10. New impression. Frightened. So she's shy, she's doubtful, and now she's frightened as well. Do you even know what you want? Okay, so I shouldn't probably ask this. She said she doesn't want to go into personal questions. Just So let's ask about this. So why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
Why did you come to visit me? Why not your employer herself?
My employer is Miss Natasha Katsenko. She hasn't been leaving her home lately, only if she really has to.
Okay.
How so?
New person.
Miss Natasha is afraid. She's scared because of those unwanted messages, and everyone knows who she is.
So she's that kind of woman.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean. Certainly you do.
Of course you do, Deborah. Thank you, by the way. We're finally getting somewhere. We avoided the point long enough. Deborah's hiding something, no question. Let's focus on that.
So what is she exactly hiding? +20 though, hiding something, we found out that. So this is of course a tutorial of asking questions, but how did you get this address? What do you want from me? I'm sure it's not intentional, but are you toying with me? What exactly did you expect by coming here to meet me? All of them feel like they're good questions, but what would be getting us best what we want, as in whatever she's hiding from us? I kinda wanna go with this, so I'm sure it's not intentional, but are you toying with me?
I'm sure it's not intentional, but are you toying with me?
I'm not sure I understand you, Mr. Featherland.
Cut the crap, Deborah. You're a pretty smart girl, and you can't hide that no matter how hard you try. But ever since we've been talking, I couldn't force one single straight answer out of you. I'm starting to think I'm terrible at what I do.
I'm sorry, Mr. Featherland, you're right. I'll try to be more straightforward next time.
Alright.
I appreciate that, ma'am.
That did give us a minus, but I think that was alright. Let's pretend you never found me here. Okay, what that's supposed to be doing. So are you in some sort of a jam, madam?
Are you in some sort of jam?
Nothing of the sort. There are simply things better left unsaid.
And those would be...
Then you're wasting my time.
I trust your instincts. You'll manage it.
Yeah, and I have no other choice, right?
To be honest, no, Mr. Featherland. Not really.
Well, at least that was a plus, I guess. Maybe I should have chosen something different. Which one of these do I like better? Both of them are interesting questions. Don't you think this whole thing is a little bit suspicious, Miss Deborah?
Don't you think this whole thing is a little suspicious?
Look, Santino, I'll explain everything.
Alright, that's what I'm here for.
I have no doubt about that. You look just the type, sweetheart. No offense.
I'll take that as a compliment. Or maybe I'll act like I haven't heard it.
You see, we're starting to understand each other.
Totally. So, if you won't come clean, what's the point of all this?
If you won't come clean, what's the point of all this?
But, Mr. Featherland...
Yes?
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I'm way too old for this game.
Please, just think again. For me and my mistress's sake.
Well, you better talk then. Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Tell me, Deborah, why should I believe you at all?
Because my mistress trusts you.
Why?
Should that be enough?
If you really like what she thinks you are, then yes.
Damn, what can I say to that?
Look, I didn't mean to back you up against the wall.
You...
No, not for the world.
I'm annoyed because I accidentally supposedly clicked twice, even though I didn't. But it still recognizes the twice clicking, so I really would like to see what we were saying before this, but I can't go back anymore, so at least like this is just autoplay and this is skip.
Huh. Smart answer.
I wish I could go back. Can't though. Be honest and tell me what you are so afraid of.
Be honest and tell me what you're so afraid of.
You know, Mr. Featherland, my mistress's partner is Hobart Wessler. Or as most people know him...
Ibn Wessler, the Kingpin.
The Kingpin.
Exactly.
Feathery gods, help me.
Whoever that is, well, we'll find out, I guess. So much info.
So you get it now. The secrecy.
To put it mildly, I think I understand it all. Wessler. This little piece of the puzzle changes everything.
Questioning rank. 60%, not perfect, but not too bad. Decent cop at least. Questions asked 10. Final thoughts, that's how you do it, partner. Not quite like old times, but you've still got it. The old rooster still remembers some tricks, eh? Important clue, the employer, not his current significant other, is the infamous gangster, Ibn Wessler. I was thinking something like that, but yeah, I will not be retrying. The only reason for me to retry would be the fact that I would like to see what the heck I said that I accidentally skipped, so. But otherwise, no. So, the victim, a lady, is the target of some strange stretch. All of them are written. The Mistress Messenger, Miss Deborah Ipane's employer is a certain Miss Natasha Katsenko. Can't see a better close-up of the picture though. The employer, Natasha's current significant other, is the famous gangster Ibn Wessler. So now we know about 3 different people. That's okay indeed, decent cop. Though, not good enough. Not a lot of personal information found out at this point. Can't ask, just a question.
Legs that go on for days. Deep, dark eyes. Silky skin and voice. You're in big trouble, pal.
Alright, so that's your second opinion of her.
Legs that go on.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you take it to the police? Just go there and file a report. Photos, flashing lights, fingerprints. You know the drill. The evidence is very clear. Even a moderately talented detective could easily wrap this case up. Or just try the phone. 555-111.
Please, take a look at this.
What's that?
Well, okay. Let's see.
Inventory. Alright. Tsar Club.
I know Molly very well. Please note this when deciding whether or not to accept my assignment. Miss Ibanez is a trusted friend. Treat her as gentleman. N.
Molly was the our five, when we were with her, so she knows Molly. I know Molly very well.
I know Molly.
Yes, sir, is okay.
I felt like I'd been hit on the back of my head with a blackjack. Reality tilted. Molly. Good gods. What was her name doing there? I glanced at the opposite wall, with the well-worn picture frames. Like an eternally dark hole in the wall. A missing piece. She was wearing a light silk dress and singing a lullaby. The waves caressing her beautiful long legs. Why Molly? Why now?
Good question.
Mr. Featherland?
He does not seem very happy about this in any way. He's a very big guy. ...
Santino, are you alright?
No, don't you see? We're not alright.
What the hell is this supposed to mean?
I don't know anything, Mr. Santino. My mistress told me to give this to you. She said you'd understand. Don't you?
I don't know if I understand.
Oh, of course I understand, Miss Ibanez. I get it very well. But this case is becoming more and more confusing. It's starting to look like blackmail.
Indeed.
Blackmail?
Don't play innocent with me.
But
But.
All right. When can I visit?
visit? Me?
Obviously your employer.
Not you. Miss Katsenko.
Oh, yes. You can find her at the Tsar Club.
Didn't you tell me she's not the social kind? That she's especially unsociable? Or does she only like loud and crowded clubs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, she's really not like that. But she owns the place.
Judging by the flyer, it must be a very busy club, especially on New Year's Eve, right?
I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding Miss Katsenko, but there's one small problem, Mr. Featherland.
And that would be...
Let me guess. Mr. Wessler better not know about my visit.
Exactly. How did you know?
Because he's a cop.
20 years experience, ma'am. Oh, and please, call me Sonny.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Sonny.
I'll talk about the rest with Ms. Katsenko in person. A good friend of mine would be happy to take you home if you'd like.
I'd appreciate that, Sonny.
Alright, so I guess the rapid person will be driving you home. Let's check the things first in our place, our office.
I promised myself I'd write a novel one day.
How's that coming along?
I can't even remember the last time I used this.
Not very well, it seems.
Maybe I'm really gonna write that novel. If I make it to retirement alive, of course.
Probably not gonna happen.
Maybe I'm really gonna write...
Yeah.
I don't even know what these papers are.
How?
I need a secretary. I need a secretary.
Lewis's number is 555932. Okay, should I be calling him? The person in here, Lewis indeed. I was thinking that probably here's the number. Lewis is the owner of the once reputable Atlas Hotel and a good old friend of mine. At the moment he is my landlord. It's only the two of us living in the unbelievably enormous hotel. He's crazy about detective stories and he gladly helps me whenever I ask him. Name Lewis C. Hayward, species rabbit. Gender male, special features an old friend of mine. He is stuttering heavily when he talks. And this is then into species Rateratus. Good looking, charismatic, and clucking gangster. One of the most well-known gangsters of Clawville. real estate mogul, bank director, mission owner, distiller, smuggler, and information broker. And that's only the half of what I've heard about him. He has his dirty little paws everywhere in the city's underworld. Great. What about you? So Natasha Gatsenko, a cat. Special feature, she has remarkably green eyes and she's definitely in trouble. So am I. Currently the girlfriend of the nose. Yeah, she was at the Tsar Club right now. Yes, sir is. I will use the phone soon, but I'll check the rest of the stuff.
Books I'm never gonna read. Maybe nobody ever has.
Maybe.
My wife took all the good ones. She knew they'd only gathered dust here. And she was right. My wife took all the good... I don't even know where the key is. Whatever's inside is gonna stay there forever.
Unless someone breaks it.
Just a bunch of useless crap in there. Just a bunch of useless...
I thought that there's probably nothing more for him to say, but...
Every whiskey has the same color nowadays. At least in this price range.
Uh-huh.
Murky brown swill. I should improve my standards.
You surely then should.
Murky...
Murky. Ah.
My wallet and my badge. The wallet is real. The badge ain't. Chief Bloodboil took mine. So I got this one out of a pack of cornflakes. Just in case.
Alright, that's kind of funny. My last cigarette.
My last cigarette. You're lucky I don't have a light, pal.
And my magnum gun.
She doesn't seem so dangerous that I need to grab my gun, but you never know.
I don't really think she does, but it's best to have it in the future, I feel like. Before we go somewhere else. In the wilderness.
I wanted to travel the world when I was a kid, but I think I'm gonna end up dead in here whether I like it or not. Maybe in another lifetime, old bird.
Maybe.
Maybe in...
Still had to make sure.
Behind that door lies the kingdom of dirty clothes, cigarette butts, and empty bottles. My bedroom. Sort of.
Sort of bedroom.
Nothing interesting in there. But if there is, it'll remain hidden for all eternity.
Okay. Oh, light switch. Maybe could use that sometimes too, but we're gonna be leaving soon anyway, so who needs it anyways anymore? No point.
I don't see colors anymore. Only emptiness. Everything faded. I need another drink.
So, I guess the world is really in all reality colorful, but we just don't see colors anymore. For us, it's all faded, like we see.
Maybe I'm just old. And while I'm clucking about nothing ever changing, everything changes. You've gone out of style, old bird. Accept it and move on. Of all that's furry, I should be doing something. But I just stare out the window like a feather-brained fool. Pull yourself together, Sonny.
But can you? Can you pull yourself together?
Of all that's furry...
Alright, let's call. Levis's number 555932. Okay, so 555932. That should be it.
Hey, Lewis. Am I bothering you?
Hopefully not.
No. Of course not, Sonny. Old friend, what's up?
Could you come over? I've got a favor to ask if you're not busy.
For you, anything. Just a minute.
No worries.
Lewis arrived a few minutes later. He lived in the rooms above, so it wasn't difficult getting here. Not to mention that he's a rabbit. It was a quick hop. The Atlas Hotel was his inheritance. It was once a well-renowned place, but not anymore. The last economic crisis ruined it. And now, besides me, He was the only resident of this enormous place.
That's really not a lot of people. Let's have a look at our friend.
The good old rabbit. I can always count on him, even on New Year's Eve. I hope the old bunny had nothing important to do.
Hope not.
Thanks for being so quick, Louis. Can you drive Miss Ibanez home? I have some things to take care of.
Of course, Sonny. You know, anything for you.
Thank you for being so considerate, Sonny. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Don't mention it.
Goodbye, then.
So long, Deborah. Before I visit the club, I have to take a detour. I've got a feeling that this case isn't going to be a one-man job. And there's only one bird in this city I can trust. My ex-partner, Marty. He's going to be at the station. I can only hope he'll be willing to talk to me.
Makes sense. So that's where we're gonna go then next. And we have a map. Alright, I'll read this next time around, but we'll be ending this episode here, and then we continue next time for more tomorrow, and see indeed where we can find our friends. So, see you then. Bye bye.